coming home to yourself. Memory is becoming emotionally alive again. Have you ever driven past a place and suddenly felt sadness you weren't expecting? A building, a road, a coffee shop, a song playing on the radio. And suddenly a whole season of your life comes rushing back emotionally. Not just a memory, as a feeling. Lately I've been experiencing that a lot, and honestly, it's made me realise something very deep about healing and the nervous system. Sometimes memories become emotionally alive again. Recently, while driving through Penrith and St Mary's, I started noticing how many emotional memories still lived inside certain places for me. I'd driven past Sims Metal where Ian and Tom worked. Then I passed the 7-Eleven with the same artwork I used to sit near in the mornings years ago, and honestly it hit me deeply. Not because I want to live in the past, but because suddenly those seasons of life felt emotionally real again. And I realised the nervous system remembers far more than what we think, not only mentally, but emotionally. I think many people don't realise the nervous system stores emotional atmosphere. It remembers roads, music, voices, smells, routines, buildings, seasons, emotional tones, and moments connected to our life. So sometimes during healing, we can suddenly find ourselves becoming emotional over things we thought we had already moved past. And that can feel confusing because logically we know life has changed, but emotionally the nervous system is still steadily recognising us to what those moments once felt. That's very powerful. The other day I was driving and I had a song, Born Free, playing. And I love that song. And then I saw horses. And honestly, something inside me cracked open emotionally because suddenly I wasn't only seeing horses, I was remembering my childhood, freedom, open spaces, innocence, nature, and the little girl I once was. And it made me realise, sometimes healing reconnects us to parts of ourselves we lost contact with during survival mode, because those parts disappear, but because life became heavy. And honestly, there's sadness in this too, because some of these places remind us these days are gone. The people, the routines, the mornings, the seasons of life, the version of ourselves we were once. And that's grief. That grief is real. Not only grief for people, but grief for whole chapters of life that have now passed. I think many of us quietly carry that. But here's what I'm beginning to understand. Just because memory becomes emotionally alive again does not mean we are going backwards. Sometimes it means the nervous system finally feels safe enough to process what we only survived before. That's different. And honestly, I think for years many of us survived emotionally by staying busy, pushing through, caretaking, overthinking, distracting ourselves, or emotionally shutting things down just enough to keep functioning. But then healing begins. And suddenly places affect us Songs hit deeply, memories surface, emotions rise, and old emotional echoes return. Not to punish us, but maybe to finally be felt honestly. And strangely, there's a beauty inside this too, you know. Because when memory becomes emotionally alive again, sometimes we also connect to tenderness, innocence, love, creativity, softness, wonder, and the deeper part of ourselves that's survival mode buried for a while. That's what the wild ponies felt like to me. Freedom, spirit, the soul remembering itself again. And honestly, that's beautiful. So if old places suddenly affect you, if songs suddenly make you emotional, if roads, smells, or ordinary moments suddenly bring tears to your eyes, please be gentle on yourself. Maybe memory is not trying to hurt you. Maybe memory is becoming emotionally alive again. And maybe little by little, the nervous system is finally allowing you to feel what you once only survived. And maybe somewhere inside us still, beneath all the years, beneath survival, beneath grief, there is still a quiet place where the wild ponies run free. Thank you, everyone.